Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. How are you doing for real? If you're a Trump supporter, I guess by now you must have already gotten over what happened last week, right? Well, thank God for grace and thank God for the strength to move on. Well, I'm making this video specifically with a very heavy heart because of the news that has been coming out of Nigeria. And for those of you who have been following the news out of Nigeria, you know and you will, agree with me that all is really not well with that country. I can see a massive civil war breaking out in Nigeria, and it breaks my heart because these are things that we warned against. These are things that every single person who is a political watcher would know that these things are actually avoidable. But unfortunately, it looks like we are just walking down that road right now. And it doesn't appear as if anything is going to stop it from happening, even though I still believe in the powers of prayers. Now, before I share my thoughts on what is going on in Nigeria right now, I have a video that I want to share with us. This video was something the US Congress came together. This happened in December of 2020. Because of course, there was already a blueprint on how to intervene in Nigeria regarding the persecution of Christians in the middle belt of Nigeria, in eastern Nigeria, and now southwestern part of Nigeria. Just generally religious persecution, okay? Now, they had a meeting in December and they were talking, and I want you to listen to something that was said during that meeting in Congress about the killings in Nigeria. Pay very close attention, please.
I chaired a hearing on Nigeria almost 2 years ago to this day, noting that Nigeria was at a crossroads at that time. Today we see escalating violence along ethnic and religious lines exacerbated by economic, social, and political tensions. It is getting worse. Among the 7 Nigerian hearings that I previously chaired were a series of hearings that with respect to the designation of Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization, or FTO, along with the bipartisan bill which I introduced, H.R. 3209, that would have called for that designation. While it may sound surprising to some today, for the historical record, it must be stated that the designation of Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization was strenuously opposed by the State Department at that time, then led by Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and Assistant Secretary for Africa Johnny Carson. At one of my hearings in 2012, July 10th to be exact, I asked the Secretary why the Obama administration refused to designate Boko Haram as an FTO, foreign terrorist organization, and he said, quote, "It's an important question. We have indeed designated 3 individuals who we think are in top leadership positions to that list, but we have not designated the entire organization because we do not believe that Boko Haram is a homogeneous organization. We believe that the larger element of Boko Haram is not interested in doing anything but attempting to discredit, disgrace the Nigerian government." The refusal to designate Boko Haram an FTO went on for about 3 years. Today, thankfully, there is a widespread recognition that Boko Haram, along with its breakaway and perhaps now more powerful faction, the Islamic State West Africa, is clearly a terror threat. But today's hearing will address a related but not as clearly understood phenomenon, which is the violence, mass killings, and atrocities in the middle belt of Nigeria that is a correlate to the violence perpetrated by Boko Haram and others. These acts of horrific violence, which we will hear testimony about, are committed in large part by Fulani militants.
We do not believe that Boko Haram is a homogeneous organization. The State Department, led by Hillary Clinton under the Obama administration, strenuously, fiercely fought against the designation of Boko Haram as a terrorist organization, because they did not believe that Boko Haram was a homogeneous organization. According to them, Boko Haram was only there just to discredit and disgrace the administration at that time. The same Boko Haram that you know, exhibiting the same evil that we see today from day one. Yet, Obama Clinton refused that they should be called a terrorist organization. And you wonder why we are where we are today, as if our people did not. This was U.S. Congress. It's not Joseph Okechukwu made up stuff. It's not conspiracy theory. It's not propaganda. This is not me. This is not some wild allegations. This is U.S. Congress. You say, why this may surprise many? This is actually what happened. I did a video to tell you and to show us how that Obama administration literally and the Democrat Party literally imposed Buhari, the regime you have in Nigeria today, how they imposed them on Nigerians. I did a video. And I also showed you a man, a foreign contractor who was brought into Nigeria at the time by the Jonathan administration to come and help combat and defeat Boko Haram. And the guy said, look, we were very close to defeating them, but the Obama administration was the one who impeded our effort, who undermined he said it on camera.
The incoming president, President Buhari, was heavily supported by a foreign government, and one of the first missions was to terminate our contract.
Could you name that foreign government?
Yes, we were told it was the United States, and they had actually funded President Buhari's campaign. The campaign manager for President Buhari came from the US. And I'm not saying that the United States is bad. I understand foreign interests, but I would have thought that a threat such as Boko Haram on the integrity of the state of Nigeria ought to be actually a priority. It wasn't.
The US government didn't want Boko Haram to be defeated. The US government under Obama did not want Boko Haram to be called a terrorist organization. All of this happened, and yet the same regime is back in America. And before they came back, the people who were victims of this wickedness were cheering them on. Come, we love you. Come, Joe Biden, please come on, come on. And now Joe Biden is in power. Less than 48 hours after he took over power in the United States of America, what has happened? All over Nigeria. All over Nigeria. Literally every interstate route in Nigeria right now is on red alert. These terrorist Fulani herdsmen have literally overrun everywhere. You see videos upon videos upon videos upon videos of people who are telling terrifying stories of how they narrowly escaped from the jaws of these wicked people. And keep in mind, Buhari has refused also to designate the same Fulani herdsmen as a terrorist organization, even though the International Terrorist Index has already designated them as the 4th deadliest terror group in the world.
Fulani herdsmen pursue us. Everybody don't run leave their motor. Everybody don't run leave their motor. They have kidnapped some people. They have kidnapped some people right now. They have kidnapped some people. They are taking them inside the bush.
Fulani herdsmen. See? See? Just now. Fulani herdsmen. Yeah, this is Lagos Benin on the expressway. Just now. See? 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 See them? Now inside this bush they enter. Can you go and lower?
Yes. Yes,
we are just leaving Ogun State now, and Fulani people block road. They blocked the road. They blocked the road and they are shooting and killing everybody. They are shooting and stealing from people. Everybody's Everybody's running. See, we had to park our car at the front and run.
X-Men inside this bush. X-Men inside this bush. They block us for road though. Now God save me and my family. Nigerians make on the eyes up. Oh, your people make on the eyes up. Not to start to kill now. It happen no me. Now God save me like this. Oh. Make on the eyes up. Ikeji, thank you. Governor Makinde go kill you. Sunday God go bless you. Governor Makinde, you no go do it for your life. Your children no go do it. Makinde on your stage, you no go do it. They are in our bushes. See that car.
They broke the whiskey.
See that car. They broke that whiskey, no. See people. I'm not lying, you know.
But the president, a sitting president of Nigeria, refuses till this day to designate them. That's why they have the opportunity to appear on television. Their leadership appears on television, and they grant, interviews. They go to, have press conferences, and they talk to people. They talk to the media. The people who maim and kill and decapitate and disembowel pregnant women at will. They're the ones that have the liberty to move around. But the guys from the southeast, they don't have any liberty to move around. To designate IPOB, it was this quick. Within maybe 24, 48 hours, it was done already, and it was announced. But the Fulani herdsmen get to move around and, do whatever it is they want to do and destroy whatever they want to destroy and whoever they want to destroy. Did we not warn against all these things? I made a video or two in which I explained to us that these terrorists were literally waiting for Trump to get out of power. They even sent a secret message to their members and said, relax, that monster in the White House will soon leave and we can overrun everywhere. What do you see happening today? They are literally now waking up from all their trenches and from the caves to overrun and take over the entire nation. And the indigenous people are so ill prepared to deal with them. Look at what is happening in the southwestern part of Nigeria. A guy called Sunday Igboho. He had seen the rate at which his people are being massacred on a daily basis, telling the story of how some young man came from overseas to come and farm, and he got kidnapped and killed, murdered like that. And he's not the only one. So many cases upon cases upon cases like this. The first time I got introduced to the madness of these herdsmen in the southwestern part of Nigeria was the story of a family that came back for the first time from Europe. I think they came from Belgium or Netherlands or something. This woman came with her husband and I think 2 of their children. And they stopped them. I think they were moving from Lagos to Ibadan, Oyo State, and they stopped them. Those criminals got them, kidnapped them, and took them into the bush where they were, coordinating their operations from. These Fulani herdsmen raped the woman in front of the man, badly raped her, and then turned on the husband and raped him to the point he was bleeding in front of the family. And then they turned on their daughter, 13 years old or 8 years old, and raped her mercilessly, destroyed, damaged this family forever. When they eventually managed to let them go free, the woman vowed that if she died, that nobody should dare bring even a bone from her body to Nigeria. She would never, ever return to Nigeria again. She literally placed a curse on Nigeria. This is how bad the situation is. You have a Fulani terrorist group telling the whole country that Nigeria belongs to them. And nobody is allowed to challenge them. They are allowed to move around and kill whoever they want to kill, take over whatever farmland they want to take over, and nobody is expected to do anything. But the moment you raise a finger against them, the government will send their own security operatives after you and say, why would you do this? How can you do that? How can you do that? This is what has been happening. That's what has been emboldening them to take over. They are literally taking over people's ancestral lands all over the country. Started from the north, down to the middle belt, and now southeast, south-south, southwest in particular, where they have taken over forest reserves. I wonder for how long we're going to lie to ourselves. Nigeria was never meant to be just one country, because we are nations that are compelled to live together. We are mostly incompatible, separate nations that are supposed to be on their own. And the British colonial powers compelled us to live together so that they will be able to rule over us, because they know that forever and ever we will never, ever be the same people, because we've never been the same people. So with so much diversity in Nigeria. And now just imagine that a state in Yoruba land that should take pride in their forest reserve now has to wake up to hear that marauding Fulani herdsmen that we are told by our own government in Nigeria are foreigners, that they have now taken over your forest reserves. And they are claiming it as their, not like they are on a journey and decided to just wait a little bit to rest. No, they've taken it over, they are developing it, they are putting structures there. It has become their own forest reserve that is supposed to be a treasure to any state. And yet the central government does nothing. Rather, they help them with logistics to continue with the occupation of a land that does not belong to them. And when the owners of the land rise up to take what belongs to them, the same central government now sends their security operatives after these indigents. Who is fooling who? That's why the guy Sunday Igbo suddenly showed up and became a hero for the Yoruba nation. And he decided enough was enough. Enough was enough. And he took his boys and then went and expelled the leader of the Fulani guys from their land. Remember, the governor of Ondo State, another Yoruba state, had also given an ultimatum that expired, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, for those guys to get out. Why? Because of the same kidnapping and raping and killing of the indigents. If the government does not support this, why are these guys so arrogant about taking what does not belong to them? So, this is the new normal now. Remember when Trump was talking tough and killing terrorists all over the place? The Nigerian ones just quickly calmed down and relaxed. We didn't hear too much. People were largely just traveling. Travels became easy again. People started traveling by road, no incident. We haven't heard anything about anybody being attacked by road until after Biden took office. Immediately, if I'm lying, go check, go look on social media right now and see. All the videos I have shown you today, all of them happened just within the last 48 to 72 hours. Just from the moment this man took office. And you think that these terrorists don't know. They know those who are lenient towards them and those who are tough on them. They know what has happened in America. They know that it's time to take over. I believe that if we rise up, we can altogether defeat these guys. But I am a guy who is very well versed in international politics. I know how things work on the international scene. And I can tell you, if you don't have any backing on the international scene, if you don't have any foreign body that really stands with you, it's a waste of precious human souls and our time. now why we're going to have to rely on God, have to trust Him, that God will intervene, because these guys, I don't think that Igboho is enough to deal with them. There will be a war. A lot of souls will be lost. Many people will die. And then UN will reluctantly call for peace and send people to come and make peace, just like Biafran war. They allow millions to die, and then they come and say, let's make peace. And whatever peace you make still does not give you that thing that you're fighting for. After we fought for Biafra, did they give us what we're looking for? The same thing will happen as long as we don't have any representative on the international scene. They'll just allow you to die so you can help them with the mass depopulation program that they want to do, which they are trying to accomplish through vaccines. So now when you kill yourselves, now you have helped them to mass depopulate. And when you're done killing yourselves, they will still come back and put you and return the status quo. They don't give you what you're looking for. They don't give you what took you to the war, what made you to fight. No, you don't get it. I'm telling you what I know. That's why we need God at this time. That's why we needed that man to remain in the White House. But he's out now. And so it's to your tent, O Israel. We're going to have to now trust God and see what happens from here. Hopefully, He looks down on us with His eyes of mercy and He comes to save us. It's my prayer. Please pray for Nigeria. God bless you.